Well, salutations. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, wherever you may find yourself orientated within this universe. And welcome back to another broadcast. We are Ultrasonic Blur. We hope that you find yourselves well, and if not, we hope whatever is ailing you is easily fixable, and if not, then we hope we can offer some entertainment in these more trying of times. Last time with the Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, we finished off the second worst case in the entire series, I think it's safe to say, with Recipe for a Turnabout. We then took back a look with Turnabout Beginnings, and that was actually a lot of fun. A very interesting, very short little interlude case, which has led us further on now towards this case here. Bridge to the Turnabout. So, without much further ado, let's go ahead and pull up the things we need. It should be you. Let's also as well just plug in the line. There we go. Okay. And so with that, we can start our work in on. Hopefully, we have not forgotten to save. We have not! It's perfect. Fantastic. So, with this being the last case, we don't know whether or not this is going to be a slightly shorter broadcast for things, because probably not going to be able to do the whole thing in one. That would be probably a little much, but we'll see how things go. We will, we may only do, we're assuming investigation trial is what we will probably do that as. So that's what we're looking at here, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and start Bridge to the Turnabout. Yes. Okay. Hey, it's the Shishito. Treasured Karain village heirloom, whose name means seven-branched sword. That is very true, it does. Just give us one moment. Oops, forgot to do a thing. There we are. It is said that the sacred sword represents life itself. Does it now? Though the branches may appear to be infinite, the choice is limitless. They all point in the same direction. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end. One merciless point. Okay. Alright. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed... Phoenix was assassinated? No. Or attempted to be, because he's in hospital? No. Who's dead? Who the fuck is that? The illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. Is it implacability or implaceability? We're not sure whether or not the E is supposed to still make the A sound, because it doesn't in this instance, so it's implacability. Anyway, February 6th. Oh, it's been a month since our last case. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Let's see what that comes with. Hey, Nick! Yeah? What is it? You know, I've got spiritual powers, unlike you. Sure. Well, you are a spirit medium after all. But just like you, if I don't keep my powers sharp, they get dull, right? I guess so, yeah? I'm glad you agree. Alright, Pearly, you're up! Pearls? So... that's why we need to go on a special spiritual hotspot tour, Mr. Nick! Huh? I'm at a loss. What's this magazine you're shoving in my face? It's the New Year's issue of Occult! Special, Winter Spiritual Location Special! Oh. Pearls looks so happy. Maximize your spiritual powers with just one night of intensive training! Oh, it sounds too good to be true. I'll say. It sounds more like a scam to me. It's at a spiritual retreat called Hazakura Temple. It's way up in the mountains. I know, but it's nice and cold. Just perfect for training. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to go. You know, I think I've heard of this temple before. It's a famous channeling dojo. It's hard for even real spirit mediums like us to make reservations up there. Reservations? What, for a temple? Are you serious? But don't worry, I've already made special reservations just for us! Yeah! And and I signed up for this special course. Well, that's nice. And the timing couldn't be better. Since we don't have a case right now anyway. Alrighty then, it's settled. Well, come on! Don't just stand there, start packing your stuff! Yes, Mr. Nick, you better start packing your stuff. Huh? Me? Where do I have to go? Well, we have to be accompanied by someone over 20 years old. Hey! I don't have anything to do with spiritual power. The only thing I can channel is a TV. So, is there a heated pool at this Hazakura temple? No, but you can stand under a freezing waterfall. Sorry, but I think I'll pass. I hate cold places. What? No way! How can you be so selfish? Come on, Mr. Nick! Look at this place! Doesn't it look beautiful? Nope, not going. I'm gonna be nice and toasty at home here. What the? What is it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, we noticed it too. Take a look at the image on that thing. Let me see that magazine. It is. It's the spitting... This nun is she a friend of yours or something, Nick? This girl. It's... Dahlia Hawthorne. My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? You disgust me. It can't be. She was found guilty and should still be in prison. Mr. Nick? I'll go. Yeah, okay. So this makes things very interesting already. Huh? Hazakura Temple. I said I'll go. Yay! Oh, isn't that great, Pearly? Yes! Oh, thank you, Mr. Nick, thank you! You'd do anything for Mystic Maya, right? Even walk over burning coals, right? Sure, yeah. Just let me pack some stuff. Dahlia Hawthorne. I knew there was no way she could possibly be at that temple. But I just had to see for myself. I just had to be see for myself. I just had to be see for myself. Should that just be I just had to see it for myself? Who this nun really was. Okay. Well, yep, we're up in the mountains. It's so cold here, Nick. Maybe you should put on something warmer for a change, you know? Well, it's supposed to be cold. It's straining. My teeth are chattering so loudly, all I can do to make out what she's saying. Well, Mystic Maya, so this is the famous Hazakura Temple. Pearly, Well. How nice to see you here. Welcome to our temple. Oh, thank you. Oh, my. Thank you all for coming this way. Come now. You must have been cold. What's with the past tense? We're freezing into human popsicles at the... Oh! Well, we are high up in the mountains after all. In any case, we shouldn't speak here. Please, follow me inside. Thank you. I was starting to... Oh, yes, I almost forgot to introduce myself. I'm the head nun here at the temple. My name is Bikini. Bikini? That's right. Actually, that's my temple name. What do you think? It's a tradition to have one, and I wanted something that has a nice image to it. So I thought, why not choose a bikini? Besides, it makes me seem younger. It certainly does. Oh, I signed up for your special course? Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Reckless? Maybe you should take it easy tonight, Mr. Maya. We can come back another day. But you went through all that trouble to get reservation for me. Yes, that's right. You've come all this way, so please enjoy yourselves. There's still time before supper, so why don't you have a look around? Sure. Let's just have a look. How old is 48? Heartily motherly head nun of the Hazakura Temple, a channeling dojo deep in the mountains. Alright, well, let's talk to you. The channeling dojo. So what's a channeling dojo anyway? Oh, my. You don't even know that? Forgive him, sister, for he knows not what he's saying. Well, just call me Bikini and forget that sister part. A channeling dojo is basically a spiritual power training ground. We have special holy items prepared here to help people boost their spiritual power. Holy items? If you train an entire evening surrounded by these items, it's quite mysterious. The spiritual power of these items seems to envelop you. Wow, she must have gotten off the trolley from the land of She must have just gotten off the trolley from the land of make-believe. So, what exactly is involved in your special? You must be incredibly devoted to your interests at such a young age. It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant a spell. 30,000 times, all while being showered in freezing cold spirit water. It's February now, right? You have to be careful this time of year. If you don't watch it, you'll catch pneumonia, or maybe even die of hypothermia. So be careful, you hear? How am I supposed to be careful? Oh no, I know I shouldn't have signed Mystic Maya up for this. Anyway, I have a question that's a bit more personal. Sister, about this picture. Well, would you look at that? I must say I look rather divine here, don't you think? Oh, yeah, unforgettable in every way. You mean it? Oh, I knew it! The makeup was pretty tough, but Iris helped me out. Iris? The cute little girl in the photo. She looks just like me, doesn't she? We're just a small temple here, so she and I run the entire place. Really? That kind of sounds fun. Sorry to cut in, but this Iris, where is she right now? Oh, just listen to you. You haven't come all this way up here just to find a girlfriend, have you? No. That's not what I had in mind at all. Anyway, Iris is in the inner temple preparing for this evening. Inner temple, huh? Yes, that's right. Iris will be back this evening. Why don't you go have a look at the main hall for now? So she's in the inner temple, huh? Alright, fair enough. Let's head on into the main hall. See what we can find here. Ooh, very nice, very nice. What have we got here? The main hall. I think it's even colder in here. Mr. Nick! Do you smell that? It smells like meat and gravy. Yeah, you're right. I guess it's pot roast for tonight. Yum! Weird. I thought they would serve something a little more, well, traditional. What are you talking about, Nick? You think monks and nuns just sit around eating rice gruel all the time? Mystic Maya is right. Oh, I hope there's mashed potatoes too. I love mashed potatoes. What a cute little acolyte. Oh. Hello. Greetings to all of you. Oh, hello. Wow, this lady looks Mystic Maya look like an 8.6 on the weirdness scale. Oh, 6.8 on the... Your outfit. Did you come here for the special course too? Unfortunately, no. Actually, I'm... Ah! You're Miss Elise Junim? Yes, that's right. You know of me? My name is Pearlfay. I'm your biggest fan. Who is she, Nick? I see it now. Safari. Fortune teller? I've got all your books, Mr. Nim. What a sweet thing to say. And please, call me Elise. Books? Mr. Nick, don't you know anything? Don't you even know who this is? Well, an author, maybe? Yes, and an illustrator of picture books. Picture books, huh? Oh, now I get it. Alright, well, get what? Elise Donim? I'm sorry I didn't know who you were. I don't get a lot of chances to really enjoy picture books. It's alright, I take no offense to that. My books are nothing but simple stories for children. And really beautiful pictures too, Miss Elise! Your books always make me feel as if my heart has been purified. It makes me feel very happy to hear you say that. I do have to admit, she certainly seems like a kind, sensitive lady. Miss Elise won an award last year for her book, The Magic Bottle. Yes, a friend of mine secretly submitted a story I had written to a publisher. They liked it so much that they asked if it was alright to make it into a book. Wow, must have been a really great story. Maybe I should try to write a children's book too. If I do, you can secretly send it to a publisher for me, Nick. Recently, I've accepted a sort of apprentice, you might say. An apprentice? He calls himself Laurice Donim. I believe he's off doing some landscaping sketches now. On Laurice's behalf as well, I'd like to thank you for your support. Of course, Miss Elise! Anything for you! Aww. Why did you come all this way to Hasakura Temple, Miss Elise? That is a good question. It does seem strange that a children's author and illustrator would be up here with that traditional outfit. Are you here to do some spiritual training? No, that's not it. I'm actually here to gather materials for a new book I'm working on. Wow! I can't wait to read it! Pearls is completely taken with her. I wanted to do a book with a more Japanese feel to it this time. So is that why you're dressed like you are? The children have a certain image of me in their minds. I don't want to disappoint them. What can I say? She really is a sweet lady. Wow! Miss Elise, you're dressed up like a mountain nun! Yes, the good people here were kind enough to let me borrow this. I'm wearing training clothes underneath my robe, as well. I want a staff like that. You like the crystal sphere? It's a real amethyst, you know. Maybe we'll find one like that up here on this mountain? Good luck, Nick. I know you'll find me one. Well, you'll have to excuse me now. I have to go help with the dinner preparations. Wow! You mean you're cooking dinner tonight? That's right. Would you like to help too, Pearl? Yes! Yes! I want to help however I can! Pearl looks like she just won the lottery. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, I'll help too then. No, it's fine. Please, don't worry about it. Feel free to relax and explore the area with your friend. But... Oh, yes. Please, take this. I think it will be of help to you. Wait. Whoa! Hold the fuck on! Hold the fuck on! That's Dusky Bridge! That's Dusky Bridge! It's gotta be Dusky Bridge. That's the exact same! It's a map of the area. We wouldn't want you to get lost now, would we? In a temple. There it is, on the other side of that bridge. That's Dusky. That's a cool use of dramatic irony. Well, if you insist, I guess we'll take this chance to go check out the other temple. Alright then, let's, Okay, I'll see you two later then. Remember, you're not allowed to fight. What? Come on, Nick, let's go. At least we'll stay warm if we keep moving. Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's see what we can do then. Alright, I guess, Huh? Where did Sister Bikini go? I guess she went to the inner temple to go help that other nun out. Alright, I think her name is Iris, right? Yeah, that was it. I want to find out who Iris really is, but I'm scared of what I'll find. Yeah. Anyway, let's head on along. What have you got here? Wow, look at this broken down old bridge, Nick. Yeah, and look at that big canyon below us. Hey, there's a river down there. Looks like it's flowing real fast. What's wrong, Nick? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm just not very good with heights. Oh, hey, I've got it. Maybe you should face your fears and try hurling yourself off the edge. You know, 1, 2, 3, jump. It might be just what you need to get over your fear of heights. Yeah, death is a real good way to overcome phobias, alright. Anyway, sure looks like a rickety old bridge. Well, I can't argue that. That's probably why it's called Dusty Bridge. Read it again, Maya. It says Dusky Bridge. Well, it's practically the same thing. Anyway, the inner temple is just up ahead, right? So let's go and check it out. Oh, why is there another way across? I mean, you could... No, that's not right. I was gonna say, you could probably take one of those suspension things and, like, swing yourself across, but momentum probably wouldn't work with you there. You'd just smash into the wall. You'd need something slightly longer than the length of the thing. Plus, you'd need to dangle it from the middle of the thing. No, that wouldn't work. Alright, anyway, let's, the inner temple. Let's see what we've got. Whoa! That bridge was shaking like jello in an earthquake! And at least half of the wood on that rickety bridge was rotting, I bet. Not to mention, the last part only had like one board left on it. What's wrong with you? Your face is all green. Can you not pick on me for a second? Still trying to get over the shock that we made it safely across that death trap. Yeah, I guess I'm a bit surprised too. Yikes. That temple is in bad shape. Looks like it could collapse at any time. Yeah, you and me both! I guess people don't use it too often. Is this really where you're going to train tonight? Oh, that has to be it. It's kind of creepy around here. Like a ghost might jump out at you or something. A spirit medium afraid of ghosts? It's a bit ironic, don't you think? Alright. What do we can do here? Well, we've got the training hall, so let's have a look here. See what we've got then. Man, look at this place. It's just a tiny, freezing cold room. So this is where you'll both be training, huh? Huh? What do you mean, both? I'm the only one. Really? But I thought that Pearlie's just a little kid. She couldn't handle this kind of intense training. Bitch, you couldn't handle this kind of intense training. Yes, so's the girl who can barely hear over her teeth chattering. Anyway, the real training room must be behind that door over there. Yep, definitely getting the feeling it's back there. Yeah, even I can sense there's something supernatural about the cavern behind that door. It is you. Excuse me, but who are you? You're... Hi there! We're just looking around since we're going to be staying here tonight. Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's nothing. I wonder why she's spaced out like that. Don't you, Nick? Did you say something, Maya? Not you too, Nick. Yeah, My name is Iris. I'm one of the nuns here at this temple. I'm Maya Fey. It's a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Oh, please excuse me. I have some, chores to attend to. Damn, she bolted out there. She sure is beautiful. And a bit spacey, I guess. I guess she's just not used to talking with us urban sophisticates like us. Nick? That girl. It can't be, but... Yeah. Anything worth looking at here? Maybe? We've not actually examined anything here. Well, not exactly examined anything, so we should probably check that. There might be stuff. The actual training area must be on the other side of this door. I wonder what it's like. Ah, phooey. It's locked. Come on, Nick. You know you want to open it for me. I can't. Oh, you've been kind of in a bad mood lately, haven't you, Nick? Zavari. I know what it is. I-R-I-S. Iris and Nick sit in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Not quite. Oh, look at this antique dresser. I wonder if there's anything valuable inside. Let's have a look. Oh, nothing. It's just a bunch of clothes. Hey, Nick. Huh? So, sorry, I was just, thinking. Oh, about Iris, I bet. Looks like you've been bitten by the love bug, Nick. Yeah, well, not quite. But once bitten, twice shy, one could say. Hanging scroll. Doesn't look that old either. Ah! What is it? Why did you just scream like that? This scroll. It's my mother. What? That's your mum? Okay. It's Misty Fey, the master of the Korean School of Channeling. Are you sure? Yes. That crest at the top of the scroll. That's the special mark of the master of our tradition. So that's what that mark means. What is it? Nothing. It's just that I last saw her over 15 years ago and... Yeah. If it wasn't for that crest, I wouldn't have even known it was her. My mother. I can't even recognize her face. Maya. Oh, okay, that was important apparently. It's a hanging wall scroll showing Maya's mother, Misty Fey. It's not that old. The crest on the top of them is the official mark of the master. I wonder if this temple has some sort of connection to the Fey family then. I think it does actually. Supposedly it was founded by a branch family of the Korean school. I'll have to ask Bikini for more detail when I get the chance. About Maya and the Fey family in general. Yeah, alright. Well, let's leave here then. And then we'll head back out from here. Right, February 7th on Dusky Bridge. What do we got? Whew! We managed to make it back across Dusty Bridge. Nick, you look green. Are you feeling alright? I'm just gonna lie down in the snow. Oh, solid, stable, melting snow. Oh, the cold. Hey, what's wrong with you? Ever since we met Sister Iris at the trading hall, you've been really quiet. Huh? Oh, sorry. Hey, you! Wait up! Do you think he's yelling at us? He must be. There's no one else around. Would you mind moving? You're standing right in my way. Larry, what the— oh, for fuck's sake! Hey, I know you. You're— whoa! Sorry, get around. See ya. Fuck's sake, what is— hey, wait a minute. Larry! Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Maurice Donim. Flyer. You're Larry. Your clothes may change, but you're still the butts. Shut up! I'm Maurice! And I'm just here to do a sketch of Dusky Bridge. So, it really is our Larry. Not that I get why he's pretending to be someone else. Why are you, of all the, fuck's sake. So, what are you doing with the last name of Donim? Well, I wanted to start over again with a clean slate. A clean slate? You remember, don't you? Last time? Yeah, the Master Mask case, huh? After that, I started to realize I didn't like this guy known as Larry Butts. And that's when I came across it. The Book of Destiny. The Book of Destiny? Do you mean the Magic Bottle by Miss Elise Donim? It's so beautiful, so moving, so gentle. My heart felt cleansed. I was saved. Maybe I should buy a copy of this magic bottle. Wow, Larry. Larry would make a great book salesman. I really want to get that book now, too. Alright, well. She's the most wonderful person I've ever met. I'd follow her anywhere. Well, she certainly is a very elegant lady. You see? Here's a photo I took of her in secret. It's a bit weird, Larry. That's a bit... Wow, that's a beautiful photo. How did you take it in secret? It's posed. You want a copy, don't you? It's okay. I just happen to have made extra prints. Why was it in secret? Why in secret? Ever. Still, it's kind of hard to imagine you as a picture book illustrator. So, tell the truth. You must have some kind of ulterior motive, right? What are you talking about? I don't trust anyone anymore, especially not women. Talk about a bad case of denial. Anyway, can you even draw well enough to make a picture book? Art isn't only about technical skill, you know. It's also about having a pure heart. And that's why I'm asking, can you draw well enough to make a whole book? Now that you mention it, I wonder. Looks like you still have some doubt in your heart. It's true, I do. But when I first saw her, I felt it. Something inside me ended, and something else began. Oh, Larry, it sounds like you've fallen in love with Miss Elise Donim. No, you're wrong. It's not her. It's the other girl. The other girl? Uh-oh. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Is the other girl, by any chance, Iris? Oh, yeah! Huh! My little Iris. She's really pretty. That girl? She's perfect. She's exactly my type. A woman. I wonder if she would model for me. I want to draw a portrait of her, you see. Yeah, you always liked those model types, didn't you, Larry? Hey, wait a sec. Didn't you say you were swearing off women? No, he just said he didn't trust women. There is a subtle difference. Huh? Yeah, that's right. Of course I have. I have. Basically, but Iris is different. I feel like I still have one chance left at the dream. This guy will never change. Everyone! Aw. Hey, Pearly! Dinner preparations are complete. Please come quickly to the main hall. Alright, I can't wait to dig in, Pearly. I'm going to go to the inner temple and call Sister Iris. I also want to have a look at where Mystic Maya is going to be training. Okay, you do that then. Alright. February 7th, 7:46 p.m. What are we doing now then, huh? Boy, I am stuffed! Are you sure it's alright to eat that much before your training? Well, this kind of training is a battle of endurance. Mystic Maya, Please don't do anything that might put your health at risk. No pain, no gain, I guess. That's not quite how that's supposed to work, though. That's just... No, never mind. I'm still worried about you. Well, let's not dilly-dally shilly-shally. You must get ready for tonight. Good luck, Maya. Alright, here I go. I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess. Iris, please ring the bell at 10 for lights out, okay? Yes, Sister Bikini. And then, after you ring the bell, I want you to come join us at the training hall. I understand, Sister Bikini. Maya and Bikini really seemed excited about this training thing tonight. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to! I'm not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Oh, I'd love to! Pearls is absolutely smitten with Mr. Nim. So, Larry, what are you going to do, huh? Huh? Me? Well, I'm just gonna be hanging out in my room. I can't stand the cold at all. Yeah, I totally feel you there, buddy. Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this? It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Oh, okay. What about this word? That's another tough one. It says roast. You got the R for the R, then the O, but with an OA, it's oust. And then st sound, so roast. Roast. What kind of book is she reading anyway? Well, I'm going to wash the dishes and help clean up. I'll go visit you when I'm done, Miss Elise. Well, not much to do except head to my room and huddle under the covers, I guess. Maybe I could ask for an extra blanket or 4. Well, Maya's not using hers, so I could use that. Ugh, feels like a whole different type of cold up here in the mountains. Why couldn't the nearest bathroom just be a little closer to my room? Mr. Wright? Yeah! Oh, Mr. Nim, are you going to the bathroom, use the bathroom too? No, but have you seen Pearl? No, not since after dinner. I thought she said she was going up to your room. I know, but she never showed up. What? I'm going to go look for her. Excuse me. Oh, shit. Miss Elise Nim. A woman as mysterious in origin as her last name. But the real mysterious one is... Oh! Sister Iris. Good evening. The really mysterious one is this girl. Are you on your way to the bathroom too, Mr. Wright? I can't let this chance pass me by. I should try to talk with her, and maybe get some answers. Iris. Your sister Iris, right? Yes. So, when did you come to Hazakura Temple? Also, just gotta check. Rough idea, she should be, yep, 25. Just about the right age, 6 years ago, yep. I don't remember. Ever since I was a small child, the temple has been my home. So you've never left? Well, I don't have any family left to take care of me. Sister Bikini, I've come to think of her as my real mother, as it were. Ah, I see. But you, didn't you go to college? And maybe enroll in the Ivy University Literature Department? No, I never had an interest of going to a big university like that. That's, an interesting point then. My training is all the education I need. I see. But once in a while, when I get the chance, I make a trip to the nearby town. I can use a computer and a cell phone, too. It's not exactly something worth bragging about, but I don't see any Cyclops. So I guess that means she's not lying. Yeah, but you didn't see any Cyclops on Matt on Guard, and Matt on Guard was still one of the bastard mastermind behind the last final case, so that means nothing. That just means what she said is is at least partially true. And she's not actively hiding anything, she's deflected at best. But please, don't stare at me like that. What kind of place is this, anyway? I heard it's for training to increase your spiritual powers, or something like that. It must seem awfully crazy to normal people like you. Well, I have to admit it is a whole different world up here. I'm glad to hear you say that. Huh? Talking with dead people? Who does it help, anyway? I hate it. Really? So then why stay in a place like this? Like, feeling that they need help? Is something wrong? I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go ring the bell for lights out. I guess it is almost 10 now, huh? Mr. Wright? Yes? If it's alright with you, I would like you to have this. But this is your hood. It has the power to protect you from evil spirits. Come to think of it, Sister Bikini was wearing one of these too. I pray for your safety on this dark, cold night. Okay. I'm sorry, but I must bid you good night. Alright then. Wait a minute. Sister Iris, Yes? Just now, you called me by my name. You said Mr. Wright. How did you know my name? I never introduced myself to you. That's... Sister Iris, please tell me the truth. You and I... Have we ever met before? There we go! Oh, this is a big one. 5 Iris? Oh, it's almost 10. Perhaps we can speak again tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. What is going on then? Okay. So we've got our sound then. That is... So my hunch was correct. She does know me. I'll have to try to talk with her again tomorrow. What the? That blood-curdling scream came from the courtyard! Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Well, now I know who's dead. That scream. I'm sure it came from around here. Someone's there. On the ground. How the fuck did you stab them like that? Mr. Nim! Squish? I just stepped on something soft? Hey! Don't step on my tummy like that! What are you doing lying on there in the snow? I was passed out. What do you think? So that blood-curdling scream was you? Forget about that. Hurry up and call the police. Is there even a phone in the main hall? No, but we still get reception up here in the mountains. You must have a cell phone on you, right? I didn't bring it with you. Oh, you're useless. I mean, even Iris has a cell phone. We've got no choice. You'll have to use the public phone at Dusky Bridge. Hurry, hurry, hurry! Run as fast as you can. Yes, ma'am. If you don't hurry, Iris will... Iris will what? Get away? What the fuck is going on here? It's farther than I remember. The bridge is just up ahead. I have to go tell Maya what happened too. Oh, the fucking Dusky Bridge is... It's burning down? What the heck happened? What are you doing here? Huh? What is it? Is it me? Don't scare me like that, Larry. I almost had a bloody heart attack. My name isn't Larry, it's Laurice. Larry, hurry up and call the police. I'm going to the inner temple. Don't be stupid. The bridge is nothing but a burning wreck right now. listen to me. There's been a murder here at Hazakura Temple. What? The murderer might have fled across the bridge. I have to make sure Maya is safe. But, please, just call the police. I've got to go. Now get out of my way, Larry. It's too dangerous, Nick. Wait. Well, I must have been crazy. I knew how dangerous it was, but I still went for it. Oh, fuck. He literally fell into the fucking river? You can even more by the fire. The rickety old bridge's plank snapped and gave way. As I was swallowed by the eternal darkness that surrounded me, a final terrifying scream rose up to pierce the frozen air in that harrowing night. Well, okay then! So, things have escalated quite fucking dramatically. Sure, let's save, because why not? That works out for us. What do we got here then? Date unknown, time unknown, and location unknown? Alright. Ring, ring, ring. Who could that be at this time of night? Yes? Edgeworth speaking. Edgy! Get up! It's an emergency! Huh? Larry? Do you know what time it is? It's not Larry, it's Laurice! It's Laurice Dunham! This is nothing more than a terrible nightmare. I'll just roll over and... Wait! Don't hang up! It's an emergency! It's Nick! He took a really nasty spill! Well, it wouldn't be the first time, so... I'm not joking! His life is in danger! What? What happened? Tell me! Talk about a guy with bad luck. He might already be dead! Anyway, you've got to come back! You're the only one that can help! My Iris! My beautiful Iris! She needs help! Alright, I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there as soon as I can. I'm at the detention center. Please, hurry! Okay. It's been 1 year since I left that country. I thought I wouldn't have seen him. I wouldn't have to see him again for a while. Sounds like it won't be a pretty reunion. As if I expected anything to change. Alright. I wonder where he went then. He must have gone, he must have gone, America, Eastern Europe. You're late, Edgy! What took you so long? I don't want to hear it. I chartered a private jet to come here as quickly as I could. Well, you should have chartered a faster one! Anyway, just listen! Something happened to Miss Elise, and Nick is... Maya and Iris is... Huh? Say something, Edgy! Before I came here, I stopped by the hospital and paid Wright a visit. I believe I have a better understanding of the situation than you at this point. The murder victim was the picture book author Miss Elise Donim. She was found by Wright and the head nun. The suspect is the temple's younger nun. Then, later, while Wright was crossing the bridge, it broke and he fell into the river. The hospital says that he'll need at least 2 days of bed rest. Yeah, that's right! You got it, 2 days! You fell into the fucking Eagle River in February at night after falling from a burning bridge, and you need 2 days. But they arrested her! My sweet little Iris! And here I was, convinced he was the one the police had arrested. However, I still don't understand what these 2 items are for. What are you talking about? Well, they're things Wright gave to me when I was leaving his room. This is the first. He said some nonsense about being able to see into people's hearts with this. And the other... He couldn't possibly be asking what I think he is. Oh, no! No! Would they? I'm begging you! Iris's trial starts tomorrow! With Nick out of the picture, you're all I got left! You're the only one that can represent her! What did you just say? You know, represent! Defend! What were you expecting? What do you think I called you anyway? I'm a prosecutor, Larry. A prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm saying? A prosecutor is a lawyer who... Oh, don't talk to me like I'm a kid! I graduated from junior high, you know! Don't worry about it. I promise I won't tell. But I I mean, I heard a paper badge had no problem fooling an entire court before. How could this country's judicial system have fallen into such decay? Please, Edgy! At least listen to her! Or listen to Iris's side of the story! So Wright wasn't joking when he gave me this badge after all. Okay then. Thank you for coming. My name is Iris. Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. I don't know if I can be of any help, but I will at least hear what you have to say about the murder. Mr. Wright, how is he? Mr. Larice said that he might even die. Fortunately, he will be fine. Larry, you moron, how could you say something like that? He was badly bruised when he hit the water, but otherwise he is unharmed. Thank goodness. But he's caught some kind of nasty cold, possibly pneumonia. A cold? He's running a high fever and is drifting in and out of consciousness. I must be imagining things. This woman. I feel like I've met her before. Let's talk about it then. Pardon me, Iris. I would like to ask you something if you don't mind. I have the distinct feeling that you and I have met before. It must be your imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. After all, I hardly ever leave Hazakura Temple. Hazakura Temple? What's that? It's a place where those who wish to boost their spiritual powers come to train. You need to undergo some very difficult training to release your inner spiritual power. Spiritual power? So did you go to that temple for that reason as well? No, I don't have any spiritual powers. I don't need them. In that case, what are you doing at that temple then? I've committed some sins. Sins that I need to pay for. That's why I'm there, and that's why I continue to train. To purify my soul. Night of the crime? I wanted to ask you about last night. The night of the crime. Alright. I helped to clean up after dinner and then went back to my room at about 8. Later, I left my room to ring the lights out bell at 10. Bell? We ring it at the same time each night. I see. And then? And then... I was told to go to the training hall, but I went back to my room and stayed there. Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to? I was frightened. Frightened? So I just stayed in my room and meditated until the murder happened. There's more to her story. I just know there is. Maybe I should dig a little deeper. What were you frightened by? You were asked to go to the training hall on the night of the murder. Yes. However, you didn't go. Because you say you were frightened. What exactly were you so frightened of? What the... What in the world? Is there something wrong? I'm sorry, it's nothing. It looks like she's not aware of them herself. These must be what Wright was talking about. Those psycho-locks. I believe he said that I need to present this Magatama item to do something. Fair enough. Well, I'm not sure we even have any evidence, like... Yeah, we have, like, no evidence whatsoever, so... Yeah. My friend since grade school fell from Dusky Bridge and is currently hospitalized. Homicide detective in charge of the investigation. Hey! I don't remember how we became friends, though. Victim... Unknown age, Larry's teacher. Doesn't seem to have any spiritual power, good to know. Any ideas? So do you have any ideas as to what really occurred last night? I think it was the result of a tremendous spiritual power that was unleashed. Spiritual power? Yes, spiritual training has been a cause behind many great tragedies. This incident was just another example. Iris, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I'm a man of science. I don't believe in spiritual power. Yes, I understand. Most people don't. And I am certain that the thing that killed the victim was a human. So please, answer me this simple question. Were you the one who killed Elise Donim? I'm not the one who took her life. Those psycho-lock things aren't appearing. I suppose that means I can believe that she's not lying. What's wrong? I can't believe what I'm thinking here. And here I just finished saying that I don't believe in spiritual power. It appears that's about all you can tell me. Thank you very much for listening to my story. I visited Wright at the hospital before coming here. He asked me to take care of you. Me? Yes. At the trial tomorrow, he asked me to defend you. If Mr. Wright has that much faith in you, Mr. Edgeworth, then I will gladly entrust my fate into your capable hands. But before that, I have one question. Yes? Do you know Wright? Why would you ask that? Whenever you came up in our conversation, he would begin to act a little strange. Mr. Edgeworth, what is Mr. Wright to you? He is a very dear and indispensable friend. It was 5 years ago. That's when I deceived him. You deceived him? I heard that he was in a lot of pain after what happened, because of what happened. I know what a weak person I am. That's why I thought it was best if he never saw me again. I wanted him to just forget about me, without learning the truth. The fuck is going on here? What, are you like Dahlia's twin sister that's good? Well, if you ask me, Wright is still suffering. And until he learns the truth, I don't think he will ever be able to truly recover. Iris, it's not too late. You should go to him. Tell him the truth. I'll defend you, but only if you agree to that one condition. All right, Mr. Edgeworth. I promise. Very well. I'll do everything in my power to get you an acquittal. All right. Hey, this means that Edgeworth finally gets to do what he always wanted to do. You know, be a defense attorney until the whole situation with his father's death. Don't probably bring that up. That's enough information gathering for now. I should head to the scene of the crime. All right then, let us look and see what we can do. Sure is cold, all right. This is it. Dusky Bridge. It's been a long time since I've been here. Oh, whoa! It's you, Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see, sir. What's it been, about a year? Or has it been longer? It doesn't matter, Detective. What does matter is why you're shuffling up around here. Oh, ouch. And there's that sharp left jab of yours. Well, I'm happy to see you anyway, Mr. Edgeworth. Let me guess, you were transferred by HR to the local precinct? A wise decision. The vast amount of nothing up here should be quite easy to guard. I heard you were back in the country and I arranged to come all the way out here. Everybody was real nice. They let me take charge of the investigation, sir. Gumshoe indeed. Like gum on your shoe, he's impossible to get rid of. I'm supposed to report on the details of the crime scene, sir. Anyway, here I am, Detective Dick Gumshoe reporting for duty. Great. Thank you, Detective. I thought Prosecutor Gatto was gonna get here before me. That guy's a real mystery, I tell you. Prosecutor Gatto? Wait, but didn't you say— what? You know him, though. What happened? I just got back into the country, so I don't really know much about the case. It's simple. Well, simple is as simple does, as they say. Oh, you've got no idea how much I've missed that biting sarcasm of yours, sir. But seriously, this one's a piece of cake. There's a witness that saw the whole thing. A witness? Yeah, that bikini lady. Bikini lady? Here? On this freezing cold mountain? Well, you should talk to her yourself if you want the details, sir. I may have to talk to this bikini lady. I mean, decisive witness myself. So, this is the bridge that Wright fell through? Yep, I can't imagine being that reckless myself.
Look before you cross, is how it goes, right? Oh, what's that leap?
And? Is there something on the other side?
Yeah, there's some old building they call the Inner Temple. But we can't get over there without a bridge, sir.
What?
Well, nobody lives there, so it's usually not a problem, but someone was at the Inner Temple doing some training and now they're stuck there.
Yes, I heard that from Wright. It's Maya Fey.
Oh no. Her again? Anyway, the air's really turbulent right now, so we can't exactly do an aerial extraction. No one's gonna be able to reach the Inner Temple until tomorrow, sir.
Will she be alright in this cold? So, how does this bridge burn? How did the bridge burn down anyway?
Well, we're almost 100% sure it was lightning.
Lightning? Okay. You're telling me that the bridge caught fire due to a fluke bolt of lightning?
Yep. Last night it snowed for the first time in 3 days. It's a little unusual for lightning to occur during a snowfall like that. But according to the weather data, lightning definitely struck.
Weather data added to the court record. Alright. I see. This is a very detailed weather report. Almost too detailed. It even has the exact time that the lightning struck the bridge.
Oh, well, we got that information from the witness's testimony.
Someone actually saw the lightning hit the bridge. Who is this witness?
Sorry. I'll go ask one of the local cops later, sir.
So, who is this Prosecutor Godot? I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's a new guy. Showed up after you left the country. He's a complete rookie, but nobody can say a bad word about the guy.
What kind of a man is he?
He just became a prosecutor recently, but he's good, sir. Real good.
If he's so good, how is it that I've never heard of him? Is he the lead prosecutor on this case?
Well, you bet he is. After all, you know who is right in the middle of it.
You know who?
Hey, Phoenix Wright, of course. For some reason, Godot has really got it in for Mr. Wright.
Oh?
Yeah, he seems to have some kind of a grudge.
And what would be the case of this grudge?
I don't know. Maybe he made fun of his mask or something.
None of this is making any sense. I'd better look into this Godot myself. But didn't... Oh, it was just... was Luke Atme just making that shit up then? I assume he was. Anyway. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Can I present anything to you, maybe? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything here that's worth sharing, then. Alright. Let's see what there is at the main gate, if there is anything at all. Alright, then. What do we got, then?
Yo, Edgy! What took you so long? I'm so cold my brain's turned to sherbet.
I knew it was a mistake to race back to this country.
What do you mean?
Wright is going to be fine, and the case itself isn't anything unusual. And I find myself taking a request of a defendant, request to defend a woman accused of murder.
Hey, wait a sec. Hold it, objection! What's going on here, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's hard to explain, but one thing led to another, and...
What kind of lame excuse is that? And you call yourself a defense attorney?
Prosecutor Edgeworth is a prosecutor. That's why he's Prosecutor Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, defense attorney, just sounds plain old weird, pal.
Right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I'm not sure what role I'm supposed to be playing anymore.
Dude, Edgy! I didn't see you for a couple of years and your heart turns to sherbet?
I'd say more like sorbet. It's rather cold here.
Iris didn't murder her! Someone else did it! I just know it, okay? So trust me on this one!
Ever the romantic, aren't you, Larry? Nevertheless, I'll do whatever I can to prove her innocence. At least until I pass the baton to Wright, that is. Alright. Yeah, I guess, like, we'll show him that it's the attorney's badge to show him that it was there.
Come to think of it, when you were a kid, you were always saying, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer and defend people, or something like that.
That was a long time ago.
But see, now you've got the chance to follow your boyhood dream for a day. Edgy, you gotta do it! You gotta save my little Iris!
Oh, this is exactly why I hate childhood friends. Alright. Iris.
Man, I'm telling you, Iris is so cute. Right, Edgy? You think so too, don't you? What's wrong? Why are you so quiet?
To put it simply, your comment has me highly concerned. Could it be that the reason you think she's innocent?
Oh, come on! A girl that cute can't possibly be a murderer!
I was right after all. I should never have come back.
No, don't worry about it! I see things for how they really are this time, honest!
If I had a penny for every time he said that.
It's just that, well, Iris is a delicate flower. You can't force things too much, you know what I mean?
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about, Larry.
Oh, forget it. I didn't say anything.
And the night of the crime, where were you? Larry, where were you and what were you doing on the night of the crime? Larry?
What? Don't tell me. You think I might have done it?
What?
Get lost! Go back to your chartered jet and get out of my sights, you creep! And I hope your plane crashes and you die!
I'll ask just one more time. On the night of the murder, where were you and what were you doing?
What the fuck are you doing, Larry?
As I suspected, psycholocks.
I'm sorry, man. You know me. I just don't remember. My short-term memory is a wreck, dude.
Yeah. I'll be going now. Goodbye. Let's see if we can find this bikini lady after all. Ah, there she is.
Hey, hello there. So, how you feeling?
All right, I suppose.
Oh, and who is this?
My name is Miles Edgeworth.
My. A handsome boy such as yourself is always welcome.
If circumstances weren't so tragic, I might just... Please don't call me boy. I'm sorry to trouble you. But I'm looking for a woman in a bikini?
Well, you have found her. Now, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry, but I don't see any bikinis.
If you ask nicely, I might just give you a peek, big boy.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is the head nun, Sister Bikini. She's the witness.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? This is exactly why your salary keeps getting cut.
Ugh, my stomach is already growling at protest,
So, what's the latest about my beloved Iris?
Well, first, I want to hear what you know.
Yes.
Talk, the night of the crime. First, I'd like to ask you about last night.
Well, last night, we had an acolyte here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple.
She must be talking about Maya. Approximately what time was that?
I suppose it was about 9 when we left here.
Training lasts all night long. It's extremely exhausting.
The channeling dojo's head nun must be in attendance at all times to keep watch. So why the fuck weren't you?
Wow, you're right. It does sound exhausting.
Detective, this is no time for flattery.
Sorry.
Sometime around 11, you witnessed the incident in the courtyard. Your duty was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here? The way you're staring at me, I'm starting to get goosebumps.
I'm starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason.
What is it with Edgeworth and slightly older women?
You get chills pretty easily, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Alright, and what did you saw?
Alright then. I'd like you to tell me what you saw in the courtyard.
Oh, it must have been around 11 past then. No, I can't say it. It's too much for my poor heart.
Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie.
Just pulls it in and... What? I saw 2 people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other was stabbing her from the back with a sword.
Did you see this criminal with your own eyes?
I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but it was Iris.
Oh, shit. You must have been quite shocked. Of course she was. Try putting yourself in her shoes. It'd be like if you were stabbing Mr. Wright smack in the middle of a courtroom, and I happened to witness it from the witness stand. I'd be pretty shocked too.
I know it sounds insane, but that's what I saw. And when I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed and then passed out.
Unfortunately for us, her testimony seems to be pretty solid.
However, the idea of Iris doing such a foul act seems unnatural.
Unnatural?
The girl I know simply isn't capable of that sort of foulness.
I wonder what she means by that.
So who is this acolyte that was in the that was to train in the inner temple? Her name is Maya Fey. I treated her very badly, I'm so ashamed to say. And after she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course.
Special course?
It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times.
You don't mean to tell me that she's still that she's still doing that over at the inner temple, do you?
No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night, we still hadn't started the training session itself.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, dear. There's one thing I forgot to tell you.
Uh-oh. I don't think I like the sound of this.
Do you know that small girl? I believe she's Mystic Maya's little sister.
Maya has a little sister. Oh, you mean Pearl, little Pearl. That's Maya Fey's cousin.
Little Pearl? I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after we finished with dinner cleanup. But I haven't seen her at all since last night. She's nowhere to be found.
You mean she was with the victim?
It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back.
The little girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone? As they say, the plot thickens.
So why return?
As the head nun, it's your duty to stay with the acolyte at all times, correct?
Yes, that's correct. I know I may look strong, but the truth is, I've got a bad lower back.
A bad lower back?
Yes, it's especially bad in the winter. So bad that I can't even lift a bucket. Do you remember how cold it was last night? Oh, my bad back felt as stiff as frozen glass. I just wanted to take a nice hot bath to ease my aching back. That's why I returned to the main hall.
So you left the disciple all alone?
Don't be ridiculous, I would never do that. That's why I ordered Iris to the inner temple after she had rung the bell for lights out.
Yes, but she never went to the inner temple, did she?
So did this head nun actually see Iris there?
I think I'd better try to get some more details.
Is there anything I can present?
No. I don't really have anything. But I do see there's a piece of paper there. What is this piece of paper that is different? There are more Enza cushions in the corner of the room. What's this white piece of paper sticking out from under the stack, though? Well, beats me. Would you mind checking that for me, Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. What is it, though? Here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Looks more like an old manila envelope. Hey! What is it, Detective? This could be it. It's an ultra-important clue. A super special clue, sir. I suppose I should read it to myself, then. Looks like a letter addressed to Sister Iris. Tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall, unless you want your secret to be exposed. This sounds like a blackmail letter. Note to Iris. Okay. Who was blackmailing Iris? Nice going there, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw a completely obvious thing on the floor. I wouldn't have seen it. Why could I ever find clues like that? You're an ultra-important prosecutor. A super-duper prosecutor.
Well, I suppose it takes a super-duper kind of dumb to miss a clue like this. Yeah. Okay. Where else can we head? I guess we got the courtyard where the actual murder took place. Probably be decent for us to have a look here then.
This is where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched.
Thanks, Detective. I'll just have a look around. It looks like the police are still investigating.
Oh yeah, by the way, I thought I'd better ask, just to be sure. Are you really gonna defend that nun Iris at the trial tomorrow?
Yes, I will. I gave her my word, and now I must follow through with my commitment.
Well, in that case, I've got to be careful. Gotta make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation.
Oh, don't worry about it, Detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of it will flow out on its own.
You got it, sir. I'll make sure it flows out like water from a tap.
Yes, you do that, Detective. Just how much has your runny spout leaked over the years? Anyway, can I talk to you about anything?
The victim is a famous picture book author, Miss Elise Donim. Her entire past, up until she won that writing award last year, is a total mystery.
It's hard to believe in this day and age you can still find people like that.
The estimated time of the victim, death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. Cause of death was blood loss resulting from a stab to the back by the murder weapon.
Murder weapon?
The victim was found skewered with a giant sword, sir.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but there's one strange thing.
Yes?
The victim's entire body was covered with bruises. The bruises are consistent with falling from the height of a 2-story building.
A 2-story building?
Yeah, that would be about the same height as that room in front of us, correct? Hey, you're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. Look at that. You found a building that was around the right height where we were, and it was right next to us. Why did I think of that? That just happens to be the room that Miss Elise Donim was staying in, too.
Maybe she was pushed out of the window after she was stabbed by the sword? Surely the bruising... How would bruising occur? Because is bruising the thing that needs to take, like, actual time? Can you bruise after death? It's a good question. I suppose bananas can bruise after they've been plucked. So, or picked. Do you pluck a banana or pick a banana? I don't know. Because you pick a bunch and then tear a banana? I'm not sure. Other weird things to look into. Now then, Detective, let's see if we can summarize what we've learned so far.
Okay. Let's take a look at the map then. Well, according to the testimony of Sister Bikini, the head nun, right after they'd finished dinner, she and Maya Fey headed to the inner temple.
Yes, and then what happened? So they went there.
10 p.m. after ringing the bell for lights out, Iris went to the inner temple.
And then what?
When she got there, Bikini had her take over while she went back to Asakura Temple.
And then what happened,
After taking a hot bath to soothe her aching back, Sister Bikini witnessed the murder in front of the courtyard.
Alright, but...
If you want more details, you should ask Bikini herself in the main hall.
The inner temple, huh? I'd like some more information about that place. Alright. So what is this inner temple that Maya was supposedly training at?
Well, according to Bikini, it's an old building they use for training the acolytes. It's on the other side of Dusky Bridge.
Bridge that burned down, huh? Is there anything else on the other side of that bridge beside the inner temple?
Nope, not a thing.
Nothing?
Well, the other side is surrounded by cliffs on all sides. In a way, it's kind of like a little island out there.
So the only thing there is the inner temple.
I heard it's not the kind of place a person could survive in.
Please be alright, Maya. Alright. And tomorrow's trial?
The trial begins tomorrow, but who's the prosecutor? I'm pretty sure it's that cutout guy, but nobody can get a hold of him, so they're looking for a replacement. What do you mean? What's really weird? All of a sudden, no one can reach him. I wonder if the rumors are true. Maybe since Mr. Wright caught a cold and won't be defending, he just lost interest. I intend to appear in court in the role of defense attorney. However, I would be quite unhappy if it came out that I'm actually a prosecutor. Yeah, I could see why. But I'm not the one you have to worry about. I think the real problem is gonna be that judge. Yes, he certainly would remember my face even after such a long absence. That's why I requested that another judge preside over the trial tomorrow. We've only met each other once, and there's a good chance he won't remember me at all. Yeah, but, well, what about the prosecutor? Everyone in the prosecutor's office must know you. Wouldn't it be a problem if someone there made a big stink, sir? Well, there's no need to worry. I pulled a few strings and arranged for a prosecutor of my own choosing. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. I had no idea you had such a powerful string to pull. Okay. Who did you get? Who did you manage to find? No, you didn't. Oh, that would be awesome. Please tell me you did what I think you did. What have we got here then? What's this? It looks like a wizard's staff. That belongs to the victim, Miss Elise Donem. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh yeah, listen. This is just between us, okay, sir? Yes? What? This is top secret stuff. Don't tell anybody about it, sir. Alright. The truth is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wizard. Why? That's it? That's what you wanted to tell me? Yeah, that's it. This stuff was made from a very strong kind of wood. What about fingerprints? Were there any on it? Just the victims. Not yours that you picked it up, but, you know. You can be assured that it wasn't you who did it, because you weren't here in the country at the time. So, the sword from this golden statue is actually the murder weapon? It sure is. It's called a shishito, by the way. Nasty piece of work. Still blood on it. I suppose this is the victim's blood? Yep, it's all over the blade. And speaking of all over the blade, there are fingerprints all over the hilt of the shishito too. Or shishito too. Fingerprints? Naturally, they match the prints we got from the young nun, the defendant. Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon? What's wrong? You're looking really solemn. Is this how it is for Wright? Is this what it is like to be a defense attorney? Yeah, I figure it doesn't feel real good. To be honest, it feels much more like it's detrimental to your health. The shishito added to the court record. Okay. What else have we got? The main gate must be just over that stone wall. Ah, stone walls. I jumped over them. Ah, stone walls. I've jumped over a few of those in my time. Most of them are good memories, but not all of them. Detective, perhaps someone should introduce you to the concept of paucity of words. Yeah. What have we got there then? Ah, I just love skiing. Really? You don't seem the type. Well, what about sleds? Sleds? Pfft, nah, they're a little too kiddie, you know. Messes with my hard-boiled image. What's with all the silence, Mr. Edgeworth? Is the world starting to go mad? I think it is. Anything else here that we can look at, apparently? It's a lantern. Suppose they lit this at night. Well, there's something elegant about the light of a fire. At the end of each month, I always like to relax in my room by candlelight. Detective, could you not afford to pay your electricity bill? Hey, how do you know? That's, awkward. That is very awkward. I think we've got everything we need. At which point then, the only thing we've got would be, back at the main gate, maybe? I don't see Larry anywhere. Maybe we scared the poor little kid away. His heart was shut tight with a number of psycho locks. Guess I'll have to look for him now. What a thorn in my side. Yes. Maybe he went back towards the suspension bridge? No, he hasn't been here. But there is the detention center. And that is where we can at the very least see you, right? Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. I came back because I needed to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind. But I've already told you everything that Iris, please remember, I'm on your side. You can tell me anything. Yes, thank you. Talk. The Inner Temple. I just finished speaking with the head nun of Hazakura Temple. She testified very clearly as to what happened. She said she saw you stab Miss Alisto Nim with a sword. And one other thing. She said that when Maya Fey began her training in the Inner Temple, you were there as well. What? When I spoke with you last, you claimed that you never went to the Inner Temple. And yet, Sister Bikini says she met with you at the Inner Temple that very night. But I didn't go there. I didn't go to the Inner Temple last night. Looks like she's unwilling to tell me the truth. I wonder if I'll find the answers I'm looking for in breaking those psycho locks. Maybe. Take that! Ah, we got to take that! Yeah, that's great. That's pretty good. Alright, let's see what you've got then. I was frightened. Since I have been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers, understand? Yes, sir. The smallest flame can sometimes bathe a case in a whole new light. In my years in court, I've seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the Inner Temple last night? Yes, I swear. I already told you that. Yes? You said you didn't go because you were frightened. That's right. If that's the case, then the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder, is this what you frightened you, that you couldn't even leave your own room? Would it be the, no, it's Iris, perhaps. I found this in the main hall. It is addressed to you. That's... Well, Iris? Why are you glaring at me like that? You were scared of the blackmailer who wrote this to you. Isn't that correct? Well, was it the evidence or the power of my glare that broke that lock? Oh, well, I don't suppose it matters either way. But, Mr. Edgeworth... Yes? I thought that letter was just someone playing a prank on me. A prank? Well, yes. After all, even if I did have a secret, there's no one to tell it to that would cause me any grief. Really now? I wonder about that. Sister Bikini is like a mother to me. I would never hide anything from her. No, you may not have anything to hide under normal circumstances. However, last night was different. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact nature of your secret yet. However, whatever it is, there is one person you didn't want your secret to be told to. Phoenix. Phoenix Wright. You mean something to Wright, it seems. And I can tell he holds a special place in your heart as well. That's why you didn't want him, of all people, to know your deep, dark secret. Well, what do you have to say? I should have expected as much, especially from a friend of his. Okay. What were you hiding? After dinner, this letter was waiting for me in my room. As I said, I was frightened by it. What is this heavenly hall the letter mentions? It's a small mountain shack at the base of Dusky Bridge. A small shack, huh? It's more like a broken down shack that no one would ever go near. Where is it on this map? It's around here. To get there, you must follow a small path down from Dusky Bridge.
The reality is, to get to the inner temple, I had no choice but to cross that bridge. But the thought of such a terrible criminal could be lurking at Heavenly Hall. Criminal now, huh? I was so scared by the whole affair that I didn't even want to think about it. So, this is the secret that you locked away in your heart? Yes. Looks like as though I may have to visit this Heavenly Hall now. Maybe I'll find some sign of our mystery blackmailer. In any case, you still claim to have never left your room that night? Yes, that's exactly right. Okay then. The trial starts tomorrow. I promise you, I will win. I'm going to win so that you and Phoenix Wright can see each other again. But when I do, you must promise me that you will tell him your secret. But it's pointless. Why would you say that? Because I may know who Phoenix Wright is, but he has no idea who I am.
What does that even mean? Hang on. Okay. Are you like some kind of fucking sister to Dahlia or something? And Dahlia was using you, so for like 8 months it wasn't Dahlia who was dating Phoenix, it was you? Is that what we're going with here? And that's why you're like, oh, she deceived him? Like, that's gotta be what it is? And then your sister was eventually killed? Huh, I have no idea. And I mean, it makes sense because at the end of the day, the only thing that she was told by Dahlia is get back that damn necklace, and that's why she kept being like, please give it back, please give it back. But interesting then. So Phoenix thought he was dating Dahlia, was actually dating Iris, and Iris, trying to live with the guilt after what had happened and how distraught Phoenix was, hid herself away at the temple. That's what the dark secret is, maybe? I have no idea. But back we go! Alright, let's get down to this Heavenly Hall. That's a nice picture, but, Larry, you fucking idiot!
Whoa, not much of a view down here, huh? It's still better than the view from my apartment, though.
Someone's here. Hide yourself, detective.
No, why? Why does this always happen? Whenever I find a girl I like, they always run away.
Bitch, you fucking blackmailed her! I never even chased one of them. I even chased one of them to Japan. Next, it's gonna be prison, I guess. Oh, steal that detective's wallet. Yeah, that'll get me locked up for sure. Nah, I can't do that to someone who looks like he's down on his luck. He's just talking to himself. Shut up. Be quiet and listen. I knew it. I shouldn't have done that. I blew it again. Done that? What did he do, I wonder?
Hey, you! About what you just said! I got an objection!
What the? Edgy! You dirty rat! Gumshoe, you oaf.
I'm sorry, sir. Before I knew it, I was shouting out objection. And in a loud, commanding voice, too. I even pointed my pointer finger.
Yeah, you've watched too many trials. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Larry, the jig is up. What have you got to say for yourself? What did you fucking do, here? What is this little shack, anyway?
Well, I just discovered it myself yesterday.
And why were you down here in the first place?
Come on, I'm an artist. I was looking for a good place to sketch. And this is a great little place. It's, artistic. It's quiet, it's cold, it's got no power, and it looks like it's about to collapse. Sounds a lot like my apartment there, pal.
One thing's for sure, no one is likely to show up and disturb you here.
So, can I get you something to drink? Some hot water, maybe? He's getting all buddy-buddy on us, sir. Iris. Listen to me, Edgy. You gotta do this. You gotta save Iris. Why are you so sure she's innocent? Because she's cute? Watch your mouth! Anyway, I've made up my mind about it. I'm gonna marry that girl. Larry, fucking stop. Mr. Edgeworth is pretending he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked that girl to marry you?
No, not yet. But I can tell by how she feels by the look in her eyes. She's got this, I really want this man to carry me over the threshold look.
Larry, I'm going to drown you. I'm going to drown you.
I'm sure Nick would be surprised. He'd never imagined that I could marry such a beautiful girl like that.
Something tells me he would be shocked indeed.
That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt?
It's none of your concern or business, Warrior? What is this guy trying to say? He lost me about a mile back. If you really want to know the answer to that, we're going to have to drag it onto the witness stand.
Oh, do I have to have Larry as a fucking witness?
Come to think of it, you still haven't answered my question. Where were you and what were you doing last night?
Oh man, don't you have anything else to talk about? With all that kind of attitude, you'll never be a ladies' man like me.
It's probably for the better.
Okay, chill out with those scary eyes. I got it. If you really want to know, last night I saw something incredible.
Something incredible?
Oh, fuck off, Larry.
Oh, what did you see?
Yeah, but let's not talk about that now. Let's talk about the good old days. What do you say? Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water.
Why hasn't he realized that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him? Alright. Before we do anything here, let's just check what we've got. What is this festival-looking ornament?
It reminds me of art class in grade school. We used to have a lot of fun decorating the classroom with origami. Remember?
Well,
Oh yeah, you were never any good at it, were you?
Really?
Yeah, this guy was so bad. He couldn't even fold $1, let alone a crane. Everyone tried to comfort him, but he would just sit there sobbing.
Really? I never would have expected that. Be quiet already. I'll never forget the shame of that day. You wanted a crane. You want a crane? I can now make a perfect quarter-inch crane without a single flaw.
You know, Edgy, nothing for nothing, but a quarter-inch crane without a single flaw is not easy.
Yeah, that's quite a feat, Prosecutor Edgeworth. This is exactly why I hate childhood friends. Alright. Anything else here? That's a horrible graffiti problem you've got there, pal.
You don't know anything, Detective. This is art. It's an expression of my bittersweet love for Iris.
Larry, do you know what the difference between graffiti and true art is?
It's how the artist himself defines it, right?
I should have seen that one coming. Well, if that's the case, then all of my lunchboxes are masterpieces too, pal. Yeah, I assume that's the same for all of that. Alright, so yeah, we've got Heavenly Hall. The straw roof is totally covered with freshly fallen powdery snow. Wow, it makes a nice image, doesn't it? I always did like that rustic look. Heavenly Hall. I suppose it's an appropriate name in some sense.
She got that right. Look at that bridge up there. This place has to be heaven, because that thing is hell.
You would do well to remember, Larry, that this is a sacred place to some people. Yeah, probably. Anyway, what the fuck am I doing here with you, Larry? You were the one who threatened Iris. What fucking secret did you think she had on you? Alright, now you're going to tell me what you really saw last night.
Whoa, you're really upset, aren't you, Edgy? Okay, I'll talk.
Huh? That was a bit too easy.
Yeah, anyway, it was awesome. Never seen anything like it. It was around 10 o'clock last night it started thundering. I'd been sleeping, I'm not sure for how long. Suddenly, zing! The world in front of me went white. Like I'd just been slapped in the face by my old girlfriend Naomi.
And then?
And then it was on fire. The whole bridge was on fire.
Dusky Bridge caught on fire? Are you saying you saw it with your own eyes?
Hey, what are you giving me the evil eye? I'm telling you the truth.
There are still 3 Cyclops remaining. That means he's still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, where were you when you saw that happen?
Where, you say? What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? Just answer the question.
I was in my own room, by the main hall. Where else would I be?
As usual, you are as transparent as an empty jelly jar. The problem, I suspect, lies there.
There? What do you mean by there?
It's impossible for you not to have seen the lightning strike Dusky Bridge from your own room. Okay. How? Do I just show Hazakura Temple? Oh, is it because, yeah, Hazakura Temple, there's a big old thing in front of it, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah. This is the map of the area. Take a look around the vicinity of Hazakura Temple.
Well, what am I looking for?
I think that should be fairly obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees and it's impossible to see the bridge from here.
What did you tell me before?
Why? Well, how about it?
How about what?
Do you feel like talking now?
About what?
Looks like it won't be that easy after all. You leave me no choice. I'll have to move on to the next step. You weren't in your room at the temple, so then, where were you?
You don't know that I wasn't in my room.
So where was Larry and why was he here? If I've read the situation up to this point correctly, the answer is fairly obvious. Very well then, let's test my theory. The place you witnessed lightning strike Dusky Bridge from is here. The place you saw the lightning strike from was naturally Heavenly Hall.
Well, why would I be hanging out in this old shack? It's freezing cold, there's no electricity, and it could fall apart at any minute.
Larry, how do you know that anyway? How do you know that there is no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet. In other words, you've just provided evidence to prove my theory. My theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset.
I have to admit, I'm impressed, Edgy. You're in a totally different league from Nick.
Well, that's nice. Now tell me, what were you doing at this cold little shack last night?
That's what you might call, fair decor.
I think you mean affaire de cour. Could it be that you were waiting for someone?
No. You really are one scary guy, you know.
I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come and meet you. You were waiting for Iris, weren't you? There's only one person you'd wait for in a horrible place like this, Larry.
I told you before, don't call me Larry.
The person you were waiting for was Iris.
Oh, suddenly I feel cold all over, Edgy.
No doubt because of my chilling glare.
So, you think I got the hearts for Sister Iris, huh? You...
Just gonna walk away from that one and slowly push his head down into the Eagle River.
Do you have some kind of evidence? You got something that proves I was waiting for her, or are you just guessing?
This is where I draw the line and end this ridiculous little game. Here's the evidence that proves that you are waiting for Iris. You sent this note, didn't you? To Iris about salutations here. There is something I must talk to you about. I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. Make sure you come unless you want your secret to be exposed. Salutations here? What the fuck, man? That's our line, first of all. Here's your evidence. You called her to this spot with a pathetic blackmail letter. Oh, hey, get that back! You're embarrassing me! What are you doing with that anyway? That's not important. I misjudged you, Larry. What do you mean? Taking advantage of a woman's frailty like that, you should be ashamed of yourself. First of all, what is this at the top of the letter? It's a salutation here. Well, that's what it said in the book. Letter writing for dummies. You're not supposed to actually write that. That's why you're supposed to write, Dear Iris. What? I'm so sorry. Fucking idiot. God's fucking damn, why? What is wrong with this motherfucker? Seriously? The night of the crime. So, you were here in Heavenly Hall last night, weren't you, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you? Sorry, Edgy. Sorry, it doesn't cut it, you scumbag, threatening a lady like that. Ooh. Wait, hold up. What now, pal? What are you talking about? What threatening stuff? I'll tell you what. You try to scare Iris by threatening to expose her secret, pal. What do you mean threaten? How did I threaten her? Unless you want your secret to be exposed. That sure sounds like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact. Oh, give me a break. It's a love letter. Haven't you ever been in love? What did you just say? My love for her burns so hotly it could melt all the snow on this mountain. Then what is this secret you mentioned? Oh, come on, Edgy. Don't you get it? I'm talking about the secret love between me and her. Obviously, she wouldn't want Old Lady Bikini to know about it, right? About our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair? Alright, then why did you send a love letter in a business-like Melania envelope? Oh, give me a break. It's not my fault I didn't have any other envelopes. Yeesh. Well, then why are you so quick to apologize, pal? It's because Edgy gave me a scary look of his. What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? That's it. That's what all these huge locks were about? I don't understand why you were so defensive. Well, I don't know either. I guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me. Hey, come on. Don't let it get you down. But Mr. Edgeworth, this guy's still hiding something. I know it. What do you mean, detective? Well, don't forget what this guy just said a minute ago. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. He's right. Larry? What? You're looking at me like a hungry dog that just found a bone. What was this something incredible you saw last night? You're going to tell me, Larry, one way or another. What did you see last night? I already told you, didn't I? I saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge. Yes, and I believe it was the incredible sight you saw. But now that I think about it, something doesn't quite ring true. What doesn't? If that's all there was to your story, your heart wouldn't have all those locks. Therefore, Larry, I do believe you saw something last night. Something more incredible than lightning. What? When? Where? Why? How? Hey, what do you think you're doing? If you hide anything from Mr. Edgeworth, I'll arrest you on the spot, pal. Oh, for fuck's sake. Larry, you son of a bitch. Oh. Well, what's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again? But, well, what are you glaring at me like I'm next to be hit by a bolt of lightning? I'm going to hit you with a bolt of lightning. I just about had it with this Harlequin. If I really want to drag the truth out of him, I just have to drag him to the witness stand and then beat him to death. I will beat you to death. I will beat him to death. If I have to, I will beat him to death. Alright then. Let's see where we end up with. We'll save our progress, because that seems like a good idea. And now, we got our first part of the trial, which we'll get on with. Let's see what we've got. What are you going to give me here?
Oh my, Mr. Lorries feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. And in any case, whatever it is that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Lorries is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Alisto Nim, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That is what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth. I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Yes, all I have to do is do the exact opposite of everything I have done every single time whenever I have been in the courtroom. It's fine. Alright. Oh, hey, we got this judging. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecution has no confidence in their ability to prove this case. It would seem this case is already over before it has had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... Yes! The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting protege. Von Karma, you see. Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case. You did? Well then, you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss von Karma, do you have anything to say? There's no such vehicle. There is no such vehicling as this man among those in the prosecutor's office. There isn't. Well, but I'm sure. Once before that I told you there is no such vehicling. Well, what is that whip? I'm not sure I care much for things of such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip. I have no objection to the whip. You don't, but the prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Herr Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will crush you. I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah! The stage is set. Now continue with your proceedings, Honor. Very, very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case, with as little weapon as possible.
The murder victim in this famed picture is a famed picture book author, Miss Elistonim. Her body was found in the Hazakura temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
Very well. Good for us. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Oh goodness. Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for all this. Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
Once again, your name and occupation, bitter. Little old me. Well, I'm just the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now.
The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once.
You want me to leave?
Oh, no need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There was no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. She's getting more and more Southern Belle as we go.
Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh?
Alright, then. What do we got for you? Well, that night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. She's gonna get the same accent as the judge at this point, and we apologize for that. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. I was afraid after I had finished, it was just after I'd finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it.
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple?
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with his testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Aye, it would be nice. Alright, the night of the murder. What have you got for me, then? That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training at the inner temple. What is this inner temple for the court? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process?
Well, it's all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple when the murder took place? Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. Violently? That's right! It's no laughing matter, especially in the winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right! Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Well, hang on a sec, because we have... Where the data? Oh, cart, photo release. And then it was in a room into the thing. She said she wasn't there. I don't know if that's technically good enough for this, though. That's the problem. I don't know if that's good enough. I mean, it's worth a shot at the very least. Hey, we got the objection! Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't you worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that! A defendant or witness. Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Yeah, all people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Is anyone in reach? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, we must call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, this isn't exactly what My memory is perfect. Crystal clear, especially in the winter. Well then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that this alone would do the trick. But then please add your comments about Iris to your testimony. And let us return to the cross-examination. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Oh, and how was that? Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Yeah. I believe then, if she was, she shouldn't have this hood. Should she? Who did you see? Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant who you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims,
then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well,
it's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does this.
Order! Ow! Sister, this hood,
you have spare ones around the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see, a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
Then this is quite strange.
Why? If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
Damn it. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt.
Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony.
Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath,
on your way back to the temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart too. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
A reach around, if you will, perhaps.
I finished my bath around 11, and though I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, Mystic Elise, with that sordable thing. Whoa, hold the fuck on. What do you mean, Mystic Elise? Whoa. Who the fuck is Mystic Elise? Whoa. No! Who the fuck are you? Mystic is a title only given to certain people. Pearl has said it to... No! Oh, no, please, no. Oh, that would be so sad. What the fuck happened? And that's sort of all things. Okay. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would have been much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Something like that.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe's. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyways, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full names can't be... calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? After my bath. What have we got then? I should actually just check the evidence. Is there anything that we could look at closer? I've got this that we can look at closer, but I can't do anything else. Check you. Salutation here. Fucking Christ. Hazakura Temple map. We've got that. Weather data. I never actually looked at this. Snow, 7 to approximately 10:50 p.m. Lightning, 10 to approximately 11 p.m. Lightning struck Dutty Bridge at 10:45, around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and it going out. Okay. We've got these two pictures here. Nice. Anything else? Photo of Elise. Yeah. Not much there. Iris testimony, lights run out. Loss of blood from the stab, body fell 10 foot after death. Courtyard where Mr. was murdered. So the body fell 10 foot after death. Weird. I finished my bath around 11 and thought I should return to the temple. How far is it from your room to the inner temple?
Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about a 15-minute walk from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walk. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall, and as I was walking back, I heard a noise in the courtyard. What did you hear? You say you heard a noise? Thump! Just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you've heard have been the snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. Oh, ow! The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and Iris was mystically with that sword of all things. This is the second time the witness has testified to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood. Her hood? That's right. It's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. Oh, shit. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
What did you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this important testimony?
It's probably important testimony, but this may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage. But I can't see any of the leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
A witness, add this statement about to your testimony.
Oh, no problem. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. Mr. Calise was staying in the corner which his face is under the courtyard. Yeah.
You are sure about that?
Yes. After all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style. Yes, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a Whippet puppy instead of my whip. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it.
Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh?
Mr. Calise was staying in the corner room which faces onto the courtyard. Okay. The room the victim was staying in is overlooking the courtyard, correct?
Which means the victim's room was on the first floor, eh?
No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building. But the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building.
I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all. The The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of the window. But that doesn't work because the body fell 10 feet after her death. So something happened here. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in the winter. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? Yes, this one is outdated. I have an updated autopsy report here. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Well, that's right. It says after death right here.
The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall?
That's a very good question.
Order, order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that be the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree?
That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And then she was thrown out the window, down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood?
Well, no traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard, though. However, if there was no blood in that room, then what about...
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
Except that doesn't work in this case because we have come to a conclusion. No, that doesn't work because look at this sword. Look at this sword. Look at it. There is blood on 3 of the points. And with how deep it goes, there is no way you could... Oh, I know. They are... What? No. There's no way they could argue that would actually work as a plug. They're suggesting that this went all the way through and then somehow... What? No. Bullshit. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. No, it doesn't, because then the wound would look a hell of a lot different.
Order, order, order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska Von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
Well, it seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all suspicions on your part and then tell us suppositions on your part and then tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now.
The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh, boy. All right, all right. What have we got then? Further details. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mr. Khalees. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mr. Army was stabbing Mr. Khalees through the back. Okay.
This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma, and I'm here to teach you just that. Alright then. So what have we got then?
Yeah, I want to press these because it looks like there's the best option for us. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting like a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab, Mr. Calise. Think carefully. This is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mr. Calise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in the room and then dropped onto the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. I've never seen so much blood before. What do you mean by that? So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right! Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too! When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? Well, that seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Do I press this point further? No, press it further. There's got to be something here. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I say what I saw is what I saw. And what did you see? Maybe I didn't get to see the poor woman getting stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. Oh, witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. Into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. What the fuck are you on here? Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. Oh, what do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about this time? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. That's true. What do you mean? Perhaps explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? Oh, what meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I choose to. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. This is what we were saying. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shishito. Even the weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. But that's the problem. Oh, I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more. This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Order, order, order! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Praising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does all this mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can be only one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishishto. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. We've missed one, Karma. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mr. Kami was holding... Oh! Mr. Kami was holding it, yeah, after the thing. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shishishto was the murder weapon. So, maybe the Shishishto was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. Oh, that's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was ever found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Okay. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What did you remember? What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was... it was just over there. Exactly what are you going on about here? Oh, the murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Uh-oh. Oh boy, what did you see? I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Uh-oh. A witness, please, tell us everything you know about, right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know. Quiet. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. That only shows going to. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. But, hang on. They only show going to the area, not on the way back. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Yeah, but they're going the wrong fucking way! That solves your pesky little problem, yeah? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon or body. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Alright, okay. I mean, hang on. Here's the thing. There's wait. I need to check on the weather report because if we try and bring up the fact that the snowmobile is going the wrong way, Von Karma will be like, it was snowing. Obviously they covered the tracks. But it stopped snowing before then. Good. Okay, we've got a fucking conclusive problem. You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all.
And why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The Acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy on the bath all night, now could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Your estimation of time seems reliable at the very least. Yeah. Please continue, sister. Yeah. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right, the one who trampled me. It seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And that's where I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used! As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it! That's the only one we have! It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there when you arrived at the main gate? Yes, of course! It was parked in front of the gate! So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Well, we may as well. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Ah, I see! I never thought of that!
That's alright. I overlooked that too.
Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
Snow, eh?
Yes, for some reason only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it. Curses.
Well, it seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? It takes maybe 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Well, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain?
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back, and when I went and crashed right into a tree. The tree and my bag both went crunch, just like that. Oof.
Crunch, eh?
I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out?
No, they could not have done that. They could not have done that.
This photo proves it. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If that is the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in this snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those coming back. You're right! You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. Oh. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. Not at that time. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it? Only if the time changes.
I see. While she was out of the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? Yeah. Is the idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks? No, there's a contradiction. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why, there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction. No need. The evidence will do all of the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to predict the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. That would be the fact that the weather data proves it. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course. This means that the weapon had been thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report, eh? Snow started to fall at 7 PM, but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks to have been made It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Order! Very well then. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been, snowed in. Wow! It is too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Oh, please. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? No. You've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Go! Forecast, data. All weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 PM. It's true. We cannot be totally sure, eh? What? How did she pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far. There's no turning back now. How about you ask anyone else who was around at the time? Ask Phoenix. Ask Larry. Ask Ivorus. Ask anyone else there. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it has already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Can we not just look at, like, the crime scene?
there's no snow on her. Like, there's no snow on her. It had already stopped snowing by that time. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right. Oh, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything here is covered in snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Donim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks. Order, order! Just what are you? Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it could be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, it had stopped snowing. The snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press this point some more when I get the chance. Yeah. So where? The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. Okay, but why? That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple... I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow too. But that isn't possible. Order, order! Order in the court! What does this all mean? So that was when the snowmobile was used? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. And yet, here we find ourselves. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes. I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything. Everything I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out, walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Hold on. Someone is coming to me. An idiot may well have been wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor! Actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really?
Do you know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
That would be Larry Butts. Also, what have we got here? She's 19, my mentor. My mentor, Van von Karlsruhe, born and raised in Germany, prosecutor at 13. Yes. Alright.
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Deladoc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Donim.
Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on that night of the murder?
That's... I could tell them about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that that is his reason for it. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well.
Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess.
Alright, to recess we go. Fan-tucking-fastic. The question is, just what the hell is Larry going to present us? And yes, we will save. And then once that's done, we'll be done. Let's hope Larry protracts this a while, shall we? Alright. What have we got here then? Wow, that only took an hour and 15 minutes in game. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the Inner Temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my room in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the times Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge and back? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Uh-oh. What is it? What happened? Oh, shit. Iris. I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until his safety is confirmed. Her? The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Donem? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. Right. It's as I thought. No psycholocks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. February 9th, 11:36 a.m. District courtroom number 7. Let's see what we've got then. Court will now reconvene. Ms. von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I can only presume that his intention was to capture your... Ow! Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Logistonim, I hope you're ready. Get in here! It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. That it does. So... Ow! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! I was just artistically ready. Ow! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Oh, well, to use the technical term for the color, it was Viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? Yeah, I know. I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use a technical term, Crimson Lake. Ow! 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 Stop your pathetic blabbering and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss von Karma. Cross-ripping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Now testify. This is too much for me. Trust me, it's going to be too much for us as well. Oh boy. What did you see then, huh? What did you see? I was at the lodge looking up at the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anybody at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I itchy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyer during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? Why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Do we need to know it? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let's proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Yeah, we can. Alright then. Let's figure this crap out. What you saw. I mean, you saw Phoenix, so that's already a problem with this. He's in a weird state at this point, but yeah. Let's just press everything, see what happens. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, Witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimonies lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my VIP. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See, you can do it if you try. Ow, 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 ow! There's only one issue left here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. I walked to the bridge a number of times. Okay. A number of times? How many times? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes. Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night? Yeah, you bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love, you see? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack. Using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No, that was simply a product of overflowing. Ow! You huffy, puffy, lousy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering face, whining voice of a witness. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh? Well, you see... Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. I didn't see a snowmobile. Okay. Larry, you really didn't see it. Hey! No need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just fell over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know! Don't ask me! It seems that I need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. I didn't see anybody at the bridge that night either! Yes, you fucking did, you absolute dunce! Larry Butts, I can understand why you might throw your old life away. You are pretty pathetic, and you've caused all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry! But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me! Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. Oh, that's right. Me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But, what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about that one issue, is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it! I'll testify! Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well, but I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw, part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked up out of the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
Wait, but hang on. No, hold on.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It was totally burned out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
Yeah. What Larry saw then. I mean, there's some stuff here that could be of use, but...
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m.
Okay. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? I set the meeting time at 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought you might come early too, because I sure came early. You know.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end, as I'm sure you're very familiar with. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they?
Oh, shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bed in for a while when a flash almost blinded me.
Assuming this is lightning, right? This light, of course, was of course...
Lightning? Like... Kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom.
Or a little like that.
That was more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... I looked out of the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think I did? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart.
And that is why you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it pretty much stopped snowing, so, I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out.
Okay. You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, I gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, it pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I'd recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfire kids make during school camping trips can compare.
Well, should we press him for a little more info? Why did you go to the bridge? Why didn't you call anyone?
Yeah, why didn't you call anyone? Like, you just kind of there, dumbfounded. It was, like,
why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Yeah, okay, a reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
Hold on. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright.
Yeah! I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder! It totally made me forget about that bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. What is this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Okay. I've got a bridge and Nick should... Hang on a sec. Don't we have some, like... It's the weather report that's got times on it, right? Lightning struck around 30 minutes past between the farthest dying and it going out. Wait a minute. Lightning struck the beginning at 10:45. But then the murder occurred at 11 and Phoenix showed up after then, right? So there's 15 minutes of time of nothing happening, right? Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You made me sound like some sort of alien! But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m.? That sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his fallen act. That isn't possible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection? You do? Hey, G, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry! I am the reason. It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Franziska von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It's clearly written on here that in the weather data report, it took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during those missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Alright then. Order there! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there is a payphone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness. Why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like.
Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time. Everything. Jaha! Then say it. Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this, however. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? What were you doing for 15 minutes? I'm a denim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag that reason out from him. You'll regret this, Edgy. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'm a donim. Yeah. Tell us, Larry. My name is Maurice! Get it right! Mistakes like that will keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. Just who exactly are you? I'm Maurice Dunham, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist. Of course, I'm an artist. The real thing. Yet again, that is what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? That is a very big issue indeed. Yeah. Alright. Sketching what? Sketching the burning bridge. The burning bridge and everything that came with it! What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this! This sketch of mine is out! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, Vidness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that this instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. But that's the point. We need to look at it. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please. Well. Even I couldn't have imagined it to turn out like this. Imagined what? That Maurice Dunham's debut would take place here today like this. Ow! Show it. Now. Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Maurice Dunham. Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did, though. Yes, I'm sure you did. What the fuck are we looking at here? This is going to get ugly.
No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object... Larry?
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Ah, you spotted that. I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd taken better care of herself. We have to plan our future, you know.
What the fuck?
What would have happened if she'd have injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please, answer this next question honestly.
Alright.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist.
Are you high? That girl, she's really high up in that picture. Are you high? Let's just leave it at are you high? What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I'll sting you on the cheek to test that theory. Please whip your own cheek next time if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. Oh, the case with Maximilian Galactic. Francisco, why did you have to bring that up?
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see.
Well, this has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? Well, this witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness. Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination. By force, if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what do you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me! Yeah. Larry's courtroom. Yeah. Now hurry up and cross-examine him! Alright. Alright. Yeah.
Okay.
Sketching in front of the bridge, I went down a frenzy. I saw Iris fly. Ooh, hang on. Whoa, this is new.
I saw Iris flying! Her white hood was fluttering!
Hold up. Just where did you see this sight from?
Hey! No need to shout! When I was lying in bed at the rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a little while there, thinking how nice it was burning. Then after about 5 minutes, I saw it.
Was the defendant flying?
That's right! That's when I decided to go to the bridge.
I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yeah. Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. Yeah. Alright. Well, we know she can't have had a hood. So hang on. We have an Iris who's wearing a hood and an Iris who's not. This is very strange. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That's the truth. That it's the truth.
If that's truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. And what might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand.
A foolhardy fool of a foolish statement by a foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolish, foolhardy fool. However, how exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris.
The Iris is my darling hood. It seems that our bigger fools in this world and to find in the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you understand just what I mean. I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why didn't Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy! What's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you... Nick, you dog! Okay, just gonna... I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage. What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of this outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Laurie Stonenim, shall prove it. What the actual fuck? I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm gonna feed you a whooping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whooping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Alright then. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Wait. Crystal sphere. Wait. Victim staff. And... yeah, so it is missing that. So wait, you were there as well? What? Hang on. You were at Dusky Bridge, and that's when your staff got broken, but it's also got blood on it. What? What is going on? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around, looks to be about here. And that was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. God accepts this crystal sphere. Hey, that's mine, okay? I want it back after. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Okay, whose blood? You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Laurie Stonenim only a few minutes ago? Alright then. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. Alright. So you went to the burning bridge. That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do is meet her halfway. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you see. I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best. It must be lovely to live in that fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up an energy to point. So, what did you do next? I was worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. So you searched all over for her? She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know. Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called, landing? I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kind of lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself? Yeah, the snow was deep and there was even a banana peel out there. Yep, that's stupid. And then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her, landing, correct? Then just what happened next? That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. Yep. Half buried? It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too. Oh, I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro. A genius security guy. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled real brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am" to me. It does indeed look very much like a crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood on that night? I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. No, I think I need to present... yeah. Ooh, what about the staff? Let's go with the staff, because that's missing it, so we can show that. Yeah. Larry, that night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was that stupid idiot? Miss Elise Donim, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, as you can see, a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! Hey, that's my photograph! Give it back! Ow! Ow! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere. It's gone. What? What? Wait! What? Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew is and dropped the sphere was the victim, Elise Donim? A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. Hey, you can't do that! I saw it with my own two eyes! And this crystal sphere? This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donim was in her room that night of the murder. So there was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to the case. That's all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case? That crystal sphere. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? Objection, it was found covered with some snow. Says blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? That naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No! All joking aside, just then did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge. Unless that can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that at least a nymph left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove that? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can. Because it was half buried in snow. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue here. To simply prove it, that is the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to provide something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. Oh, you will do what? Ah, that look in your eyes. You remind me of Herr Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Okay, what have I got? Well, I've got... Can I just check on it, what it says? Half covered in snow. Let's actually assess it. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What is that? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was only ever so lightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look here at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? If it was lightly covered with snow, then you couldn't hide it by just putting snow on top of it, because you'd have compacted it. Order, order, order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What? Oh, what could have done that? What could have that been? This sphere. There is blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. Okay. The murder didn't take place at the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest this a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? All of it. And have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in Hazakura Temple's courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Then very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could easily have been the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Mouse Edgeworth. Elistone's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? No, not carried. I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. There we go. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense would ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. That would be the tracks. It's got to be the tracks, right? On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. And as we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been to carry a body. Order! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moves the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. That we have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elistonim really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Alright. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you made a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one reason alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I would have had Francesca whipping me so. Ah! Miles Edgeworth. I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. Shame your chance seemed to have slipped by you. What a shame, Francie! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to the legal system that stands for. I demand satisfaction. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, this is something. There has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigation by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. Well. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. And that is like we said, we'll take that as a save point here, just because we don't want to go too far on with things. We know that we've got at least like one more thing. We're not sure how long this next part could go, but we're coming up at about 4 hours, so as a result, we'll go ahead and cut things there for a slightly shorter but slightly sweeter situation on everything. So with that, we are going to go ahead and end things off here. Thank you everyone who has followed the stream and all that kind of good stuff. If you want to know more about where you can find us, links down below to where you can find all of that good stuff. We hope that you will stick around for the raid of our own. But until next time, we have been Ultrasonic Blur. You nerds have been a fantastic audience, and we hope to see you all next time.